I'm Danny McGuire, Leeds Rhinos captain. Yeah, obviously I took over the captaincy at the end of the 2015 season. Kev had led the club for such a long time and done such a great job. So obviously massive boots to step into and massive boots to fill. So there was a lot of pressure there. But obviously with my position that I played, I had a leadership role within the team anyway. But Kev was a big help. Although he'd left the club at the time, he left at the end of the season. I still kept in contact with him, and there were definitely some rocky patches throughout last year for myself, injury wise. But Kev was always there at the end of the phone to give advice, and just as he'd done throughout his playing career, playing alongside him. So he's a great captain, always leading by example, always leading from the front. Obviously been on some unbelievable journeys. We had 10-15 years together as a team and as players, and I think the biggest thing I can say about Kev is always led by example. He wasn't the captain that shouted the most or got into the players too much, but what he did when he did speak, everybody listened, and 99% of the time it was effective on the players and the team. And obviously in the grand final against Warrington in 2012 springs to mind. He gets a elbow off Michael Monahan. I think everybody thinks he's going to get carried off. He comes back and and ends up winning the game and winning man of the match. So he's been an unbelievable player for the club for a number of years. I think the most memorable time, probably it's hard to say because we've been really lucky. We've been very, very successful. But I think probably Kev would probably say the same thing. But 2004. There were a lot of pressure on us as a team that year. We'd been up there at the top of the league all year, and Leeds had not won a trophy for 30 odd years, and there was a lot of pressure on the team, a lot of pressure on Kev as a young captain at that time as well.
Close your eyes, cross your heart, come so near, come so far, but one day you will rise to the stars. On the road I was told, give it all, but keep
Hi, I'm Rob Burrow, Rhinos number 7. My most memorable moment with Kev, it's hard to single out one. Probably all the grand finals we've won together, and probably the best memory I have of Kev is every time he lifted the trophy. He had a slightly different expression on his face, but one of great joy. So I would say one of the number of times that we held up the trophies. Kev's a player who, when I was young, you learnt from because he was a young lad doing it himself. But right throughout my career, every single year you could learn off him. Not only me personally, but as a team. One thing that stood out for me about Kev is his calmness in the most intense situations, whether that was a little chat to the group, whether it was taking a penalty to win the game or anything like that. We always looked to Kev for leadership and for calm during a bit of a storm. What stood out to me about Kev's game plan was just the control he had. I can't remember at all any time where we never knew what we weren't doing. Kev was clear on his talk. His kicking game was fantastic, but he just kept the team calm and controlled everything we did, right from when I started to when he finished.
where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. So take the photographs and still...
Jamie Jones-Buchanan, Leeds Rhinos, second row. Been a massive seismic shift for me not having Kevin Sinfield there. Kev's been a friend, a mentor, a leader for me from being 12 years old, so I've taken a lot of inspiration, a lot of teaching, a lot of advice from Kev, and not having him there to be the glue that he's been, not just in the team but at the club for the last decade and a half, is a huge shift. But we all get older, and my favourite part of the journey has been the fact that Kevin Sinfield will remain a part of me and the players, and the club and the people that he's influenced. He had a big, strong belief that you become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with, and by God's grace, I've been fortunate to meet people like Kev, and he's probably the person that I spent the most time with, thus was the most influenced by. So whilst I miss him, there's a part of him still here, and we use that part of him to manage our careers and our journey on a daily basis. The best thing about Kev was, despite being runner-up in BBC Sports Personality of the Year Award in 2015, from a sport like rugby league, you know, which is immensely tough to do, and if he'd have been in that competition and got the votes that he got the year before, then he would have won it, which to me is just phenomenal. But it just underlines what a character he is. Yeah, he'll come and he'll help out anybody from any walk of life. You know, I was sat with him yesterday having breakfast and just talking about how his purpose at the minute is to sort a little bit out of the junior rugby and the whole structure of rugby league, because he loves the game, he loves the people that it involves, the blue collar working class lads that come and enjoy this game and have a vehicle on which they can thrive and fulfil their potential. And just to see him do that is really humbling. I just think he's a real nice guy, ultimately with some values. You know, sometimes he might not be everybody's cup of tea, I don't know, he certainly is mine, but the most important thing is he knows who he is. And I think sometimes in life we don't always know who we are, and we can fall into being people pleasers. But I've got a philosophy that it's that I learned from Jamie Peacock, actually, that it's better to die on your feet than to live on your knees. And Kevin Sinfield is certainly a character that would do that.
It's something unpredictable, but in